In Zimbabwe, we took our land. And you South Africans are the market. Do you own any market? You want someone's market? Huh? You protect someone's market. Take your land. Take your land. Joshua and Caleb said we can take the land. While some people were busy giving excuses. Hey, no, they are like grasshoppers. Hey, we were excuses. Take your land. Then whatever happens after you have got your land. We Zimbabweans are still here as proof that it does not kill to take your land. We have got our land up to today. Yes.
A few moments later.
Agricultural land belongs to the president, not you.
Tears and turmoil have engulfed the community of Stone Ridge under Churu Farm as over 40 families find themselves without shelter following the ruthless demolition of their homes.
Hey, I dedicate this video to the Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans, the most educated people, the most hard-working people in the world. Zimbabweans, most educated. Educated, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Educated, this and that, what. Woo, Zimbabweans. I feel for you guys. I see. My last video I said Nakwakwa is not making things easy for you guys, so he's continuing. You guys say that we got houses in Zimbabwe, blah blah blah, this and that. Get ready now. I just pray and hope that none of you saying that you got houses there, but Zimbabwe is destroying every house in somewhere, guys. So better pray your house is not there.
So Ghana have already repatriated, Nigeria have repatriated some, Malawi have repatriated some, and they say they need contribution to repatriate 10,000 Malawians from South Africa. Everybody's finding a way to bring their people back from South Africa, except Zimbabwe. And this is what the Zimbabwe president said. He said, when the Zimbabweans were going to South Africa, they walked from Zimbabwe to South Africa. So right now, that place is unsafe from them. It's unsafe for them. They should walk back from South Africa to Zimbabwe. That he did not send them to. He said he does not have budget allocated for the Zimbabweans in South Africa, and that the same way they walk from Zimbabwe to South Africa, they should walk the same way back like that. So he does not have money to say he's chartering a plane or whatever. Zimbabwe. Remember Zimbabwe's Independence Day, they gave their war veterans bicycle. Bicycle, that's what they gave them. And you think this man have money to charter a plane? So if you are Zimbabwe watching this video, please, we better start working.
Help us. Without your hand, we are nothing. Without a white people, without a white man, there is no life. Africa, to be Africa, it must be Europe. Because of you white people, you are a great kingdom. You are blessed by God to be who you are today. God blessed you. You are a fighting hand. Thank you. I love you. I want to be somewhere. You go connect me with the drug world in America.
Tomorrow, ZANU-PF is actually planning to vote for this bill, for this draconian bill. It's a bill which is going to actually push away business. It's a bill which is going to push away any investor in confidence in our country. It's going to push away all the rights which we had gained by 2013. Because after this, obviously, ZANU-PF is pushing for a one-party state. It's actually pushing for dictatorship 100%. So, fellow Zimbabweans, it's disappointing. When I watch all over the media today, I saw Zimbabwe is pushing the agenda that they're saying South Africa must lose in this World Cup, which is beginning today. It's a sad story. It's a sad story. Now South Africa is being held hostage by nations which failed themselves. All nations which are against South Africa today are nations which failed themselves since independence. Zimbabwe gained its independence by 1980. Until today, 46 years later, Zimbabwe is suffering economically because of poor leadership from Idi Mnangagwa, from ZANU-PF itself, starting from Mugabe's times. Until today, Zimbabwe is suffering. And today, the same Zimbabweans do not want to admit and face their own problems. They want to shift the blame to other African states. That's a hypocrisy which is so stinking, so disgusting. We must be focusing our energy on attacking the system which is making us always be beggars in other people's nations. Fellow Zimbabweans, we all We owe South Africans so much respect. It's so a shame that today you find Zimbabweans teaming up, making some hashtags against South Africans. South Africans made their democracy prosper. And we must actually be admiring that. We must actually be copying that as to how do we implement it in our home? How do we make sure we thrive economically like what South Africa is doing? How do we make sure each and every nation rushes to us for survival? That's what we must be discussing. It's so disgusting. We must be concentrating against the ZANU-PF regime, the regime which is destroying this country. We must be focusing to fight against it by any means necessary. Tomorrow, they want to vote for the bill into law. If we don't stand up in the streets and speak out against ZANU-PF, forget about any NTA. There is no NTA that can happen without any crisis faced. There must be a deadlock. If we push in the streets against the 2030 agenda, then we raise the alarm in other nations, SADC, UN, that we are pushing that this we need a referendum for this amendment to happen. Then we bring a deadlock to this parliament, which is being discussed, which is being debated. That's when we can be talking about an NETA. But if we haven't pushed that, forget and smile. Actually, the one who is saying that without any action is actually wants to betray all the Zimbabweans. Fellow Zimbabweans, let's act against the ZANU-PF regime. No to 2030. Let's forget about attacking South Africa. Our responsibility is attacking the system which is making us suffer, fellow Zimbabweans. Thank you.
And then automatically, let's be honest with each other. Whenever they say foreigners must go, we Zimbabweans, we are the one who start to speak against South African. I see now we're going Norway. Malawans, you pass, they are not here. Nigerians and Zimbabweans are two foreigners in South Africa which speak back to South Africans. And we have seen this in Zimbabwe. We used to have foreigners in Zimbabwe. Maybe you were young or you're not born yet. How Zimbabwe treated other foreigners. We used to give them names. But as we are claiming that we are educated, why are we failing to use our education to solve the problem that we have today in our country? I always urge Zimbabweans with how we pray, how we're educated. Let's come and use those skills and energies and spirit to build our country for the sake of peace and to show the whole Africa that Zimbabwe can be a better country through us.
Okay, right. When we are there, meaning that you want to say you don't see anything wrong that is on what is done by the ruler. You don't see or view it as a negative move.
For me, to be honest with you, I see the positivity out of a negative. I'm a one man who always sit down and look for solutions, not for problems. I am one man who sees how can we solve the problem, not how can we marinate the problem and to look like it's okay. You understand? Mm-hmm. By saying that foreigners should be continuously be hiding and seeking South Africa, we are putting our children at risk because they don't have the future. That's being honest. And most of these foreigners who are working here tirelessly, they are being exploited. At an age of 50, like your age, when they go back to Zimbabwe, they're nothing. They're sick, they don't have medical aid, they are going to hospitals that there are no chairs, there are no beds. If you sick today, and then these same Zimbabweans, if you sick today, you know what they say? Let's take him home. You understand? You know where they're taking you to? To that hospital that you were saying is for the 10 million. You understand? And automatically when you're in the bus, you really automatically know that you are going to die because they're sending you to the hospital that we did not discuss. How can we maintain our hospitals? You understand? That's my worry.
The issue of xenophobia is real and it's there for a lot of Zimbabweans.
No, let's be honest. South Africa don't owe us anything. For us staying there for a while, it means they have good heart. Am I lying?
So what is your take on ZEP? The Zimbabwe exemption.
I think
it's and now they want to stop. They want to bring our people back.
I feel like also remember when you go to a certain country, you need to behave yourself. You can't go to. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. If we go to a certain country, you need to behave. Let's not be involved in robberies. Like those things, it frustrates me to find that there was one of my brother, and you find it's on TV. One of my brothers there. we are there for a reason of like, we need to make our life better.
Men of Zimbabwe have become cowards and they no longer want to fight for Zimbabwe, they want to fight for South Africa. Whether there's Operation Tutula or March and March is none of Zimbabweans' business. Their job is to fix their country. That is their job. And you can't tell me that before people used to walk around. That is because there were not millions and millions and trillions of them coming into the country illegally. Now Zimbabweans, every minute someone in Zimbabwe has a problem, the solution is to come to South Africa. What kind of solution is that? Who's staying behind in Zimbabwe? Who's fixing that country? Their ancestors are calling them now to go home, and we are helping them to go back home. That's what we're doing. We are helping their ancestors, and their ancestors are helping us to take them back home. Zimbabwe is not a province of South Africa. Therefore, this entitlement that they have to South Africa is sickening, first of all. We just have to make that clear, because the more our government keeps nursing Zimbabweans and making them feel like they have some rights in this country is the reason why they feel that they have bigger rights than South Africans. It makes them invasive, it makes them intrusive, it makes them entitled. Corruption in South Africa has nothing to do with Zimbabweans. Zimbabweans at the moment should be fighting Nangwangwe, who's going for another term in his country and their country. But you'll never hear them talk about that. You'll hear them talking about South Africa and corruption in South Africa and problems in South Africa and immigrating in South Africa and being incorporated in and integrated into South Africa. That's not what a person who loves their country does. A person who loves their country goes to their country and fights for their country to be a proper functioning country. South Africans died in millions for this country to be standing here today. Now that was not a death in vain for Zimbabweans to come and walk in and have a free pass to this country. It was for South Africans to enjoy their country where they had been told there are places that they're not able to go to as black people. They can't keep telling us we are all black people, therefore they can all just come into the country and do what they wish and do as they please. That freedom was not for Zimbabweans. That freedom was for South Africans. And when there's a constitution, it was for South Africans to live together, black, white, orange, and pink. Now you have Zimbabweans telling us how South Africa should be ran, but they can't tell their own government that, because they feel like they're here to be free and to have everything that they want. And that's exactly why we have a problem with illegal immigrants. They come here because our laws allow them to. You know, our country is a country that wants to give everyone freedom, which is not how a country functions. We've got a constitution, and in that constitution there's an immigration act. But people don't focus on the immigration acts because they want to tell us that there's everyone, and the constitution is talking about everyone. There's no constitution in the world that contradicts itself. Why would the South African contradict itself by talking about everyone and talk about an immigration act? Because the immigration act says people who are not South African are to be deported and taken out of this country. It doesn't say that those people must come into the country and have rights to jobs and have rights to healthcare and what. That is not what the immigration act says.
He brought some reforms in Zimbabwe, but they did not want those reforms because they want a man called Chamisa. Is it Chamsa or Chamisa? They want him there to be the leader, the new leader of Zimbabwe, of a new Zimbabwe. In the meantime, Zimbabwe as a country has moved to South Africa. From Gugulethu to Khayelitsha, there's Zimbabwe there. The whole country, Zimbabwe, has moved to South Africa.